Thank you for joining us. This is Ricky Sayas with City 15. Joining us now is Rick Venegas, Quality of Life Project Manager for the City of El Paso. He's going to talk to us about San Jacinto Plaza and the way it looks right now and what we can expect as we get closer to it and to the project being finished. Hello, Rick. Can you tell us a little bit about this project?
Well, much of what you've seen so far over the last few months has been a lot of demolition. We're trying to get the final grades done so that we can get all of the amenities installed. Right now we're standing on the proposed location of the new splash pad, the water feature that will happen here. Again, looks real flat, but I think by about February of this year, or next year I should say, we should start seeing a lot of, we will see the finished project, product here.
Now can you walk us through this part of this? So you said here,
sure.
the splash part, right?
Right. This part right here and going all the way across Main will be kind of like the family portion. Okay. Here, like I said, it will be the splash pad. As we, on the other side of the Christmas tree will be our watcha court. Okay. And along the north part of the park, we will have 3 chess tables and 3 ping pong tables. Okay. So, and those will be permanent features, things that will always be there. And again, this being the more family-oriented portion of the project, as we move toward the south, will be the restaurant, and it will be the lighted promenade. Tree canopies over on the south side. The Lagartos statue will be relocated. Now it was originally here in this area before, but we're gonna put it back in. We've sent it out for refurbishment. We're gonna put it back in, and one of the biggest things for people when we were building this was they said, well, you know, we've got such a beautiful statue, but it's sitting out there in the sun, and the sun's wasting it away, just like the sun wastes away a lot of stuff here in El Paso. So what we've done here is the designers have designed a canopy about 25 feet high that will shield the refurbished Lagarto statue, but still allow some sunlight in. In the evening, it's going to be lighted, so and again, it'll highlight the statue. It'll be the most beautiful, really, the most beautiful part of the plaza. We're anticipating that will be constructed later this year.
Are people going to be able to sit on that area, or is it just more like a view type thing?
The design, the Lagarto statue will be sitting on a pedestal. Okay. And then there will be a reflecting pool around it. And around the reflecting pool will be a balustrade, essentially a fence with really thick railings. It's going to be about 4 feet high. That also will be underneath the canopy. So families, people can come by and lean and stand next to the balustrade and just look at the statue if they'd like to. On the south end, we have this decorative arroyo, and it curls around from the south going over to the north. Okay. Inside the decorative arroyo will be new trees, new shrubs. Everything will be it'll be an automatic irrigation system. We're bringing in close to 80 new trees here in the plaza. We've done everything that we can to preserve the ones that we have. But here in this area, you can see the green stakes where we have some of the proposed trees and/or shrubs here.
Now I know this part was here. This is where I guess the old restrooms were from the plaza. Tell us a little bit of how difficult it was to kind of to remove those guys and start creating something new.
Bathrooms were a challenge. They were installed back in the 40s and the 50s, and they were about 12 feet deep. The walls were between 12 and 18 inches thick. I haven't been able to confirm that it was actually a bomb shelter, but I think having seen other projects like this, it was probably what it was for.
What other key points can residents expect on this, at least on this part, or on this part of the plaza?
What residents can expect here is you have one row of trees there. There's going to be another row of trees planted closer to the curb, and it will be a canopied walkway, what they call a canopied walkway. But the canopy was not going to be metal or fabric or anything. It'll be these trees. And as the new trees grow in, as these trees continue to grow, it's eventually going to create a shaded walkway. And again, taking into consideration the heat here in El Paso, we wanted to give residents as many shaded areas as we could, without actually having to put them underneath hard structures. The old clock is going to be refurbished later on this year. We're going to have somebody come out, clean the face, lubricate all of the workings, clean up the outside. The gold that you see there is actually gold leaf that's pressed into the clock. We're going to have somebody come out later on this year, as soon as the major construction is close to being done. and he's going to redo that for us. Around the cafe itself, we're going to build another canopy, also to build some more shade.
Okay.
And this is also going to be a main gathering place for the plaza.
Okay.
It'll be available for use during the day and also at night.
Okay. Now, do you know how big this cafe was going to be, or any idea of how the length?
Yeah, the size is the actual dimensions I don't have off the top of my head.
Okay.
But what you see there, what you see formed there, is what it's going to be.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about the northwest part of the plaza. What are we seeing here?
What we're seeing here is the installation of infrastructure of underground electrical and underground plumbing for the irrigation system and for the electrical system that will provide light to all of the plaza.
Okay.
All of the trees. The plaza will be substantially lit. We didn't want to build a plaza that made people nervous about coming out at night. So we're putting in a lot of light here, and that's what this trench is all about.
Now tell us a little bit about this part of the plaza here. What can we expect to see here?
Again, in this part of the plaza, we will see, I believe the ping pong tables are going on this side, and the chess tables will be on the other side. This entire area will be a kind of a step down. People will come into the plaza from either of the corners underneath the canopied walkway, the tree canopied walkway, and be able to step down here and be able to see here where the new Lagarto structure will be, the canopy, and this is essentially a vantage point where people could stand and look at the entire park.
Now, one of the more iconic parts of the plaza is this Afghan pine tree. Tell us a little bit about this pine tree, Rick.
This pine tree was gifted to the city a few years ago, and it was expressly donated so that we could have the Christmas tree celebration here in the plaza. The whole foundation for the Celebration of Light celebration that we have every year around Christmas time. So all of our efforts here in construction, while we've tried to preserve all of the trees as much as we can, our focus of preservation has been the Christmas tree because of the value that it has, because so many people come out here in winter time to see it lit and actually begin Christmas here in El Paso. So we've done everything that we can. Our designers, the contractors, has done everything that we can so that construction does not impact the Christmas tree. And as you can see, it's thriving. Even though there's active construction here and we've done a lot of excavation, the Christmas tree has not been damaged.
Okay. Now, as we lead from the Christmas tree into the focal point of the plaza, which is the Lagartos point,
and
we're standing where it is, correct?
Exactly. This is the center. This is the center where the Lagarto statue will stand. Okay. And over us, about 20 feet in the air, will be the protected canopy that we get. So
tell me your thoughts as to how, I mean, I know you've worked tremendously to get this project going, to see it come to fruition. What are your thoughts now that we're getting closer to seeing?
Oh, I think, I understand that a lot of people have been thinking that maybe things haven't been moving very, very quickly here. And I can tell you, being the manager for this job, that it's sometimes you think, well, we should see a little bit more. But all that we're doing so far is building the foundation. The foundation that we create here is going to make it so that all the other improvements that we're doing, from new pavers to the new cafe, we're making sure that whatever we're building after this is going to stay here for a long time. I think, again, coming out here all the time, coming out here almost every day, I think when things start finally coming up out of the ground, that means that we've established the base, and after that it's cosmetic. So we're very happy.
Well, I want to thank you, Rick, for taking the time to give us a quick tour. And,
no problem.
And thank you so much for your time and explaining to us how this plaza is going to look eventually once it gets built and completed. So with that, thank you so much again. And if you want some more information on the San Jacinto Plaza, make sure to log on to our website, elpasotexas.gov.